Welcome to the stream here. I'll give you a little introduction myself. I'm Warrior X Traded. I'm doing a live broadcast. What's that? Okay. So anyways, I'm Warrior X Traded. Shout out to the Warriors Clan, established back in 2010. The reason I'm bringing you this broadcast I wanted to start is because I have reached level 100. I wanted to make sure that I got enough gameplay and experience to be able to talk to you guys about any kind of questions you have on anything, ability cards, weapons, what works, what doesn't, what kind of settings, output you want, what will give you options, more kills, what doesn't, what things to buy, what not to buy, don't waste your money on. I pretty much own every little thing except for, I would say right now, I don't own the fast travel camp. So if you're going to ask me about the fast travel camp, I can't tell you about that at the camp. Anyhow, let's get into it. So, I've came from, a little bit about me, I've came from the original Red Dead 1, had to adapt to Red Dead 2, it took me a long while. As you level up, you get a little bit, obviously you get better, and you start to get ability cards, which then either will beat out your competition or you'll at least be matched with your competition. So, further ado, let's start out with, let's get into it. Abilities. So this is not my standard. This is actually a secondary ability I was using, but this would be my primary ability. Now, ability cards, what are they? They're the cards that give you a boost, whether in your PvP matches, whether you're doing gang hideouts, where you're doing free roam, where you're doing hunting. It's a boost card. It's for you because you've leveled up, got some perks, and that's going to get you higher than the other opponent. Now, my ability card setup, as you just saw, was slow and steady, about one, strength, and eye for an eye. Now, let's go over the 4 reasons why, number 1, I use these, what the positive and the negative is too. Slow and steady. Well, this card is pretty much beast mode. If you don't know already, once you get this up to at least tier 3, even tier 1's not bad, but once you get up to tier 3, you're taking less damage to the body, and headshots going to kill you outright. So with that being saying is that like a headshot is like a body shot, and a body shot is like any other shot. Positiveness for sure, it will definitely put the varmint rifle to rest in case of you people are having trouble with varmint rifle. Body shots do absolutely nothing to this. And when I have strange medicine equipped, then as I'm hitting them, my health is getting back because I'm inflicting damage. So there's my counter. The negative to slow and steady is obviously you cannot run and all that good stuff, but and a shotgun will take you in one hit. So if you think slow and steady is going to save you from a double-barreled, a sawed-off shotgun, a fucking pump action or a repeating shotgun, you're wrong. Very rare have I seen somebody slow and steady and survived that type of thing. Never without one. Again, a great one. This is going to be good for you level 46 and above because you get the option to have a hat on. What this does is that if you take a headshot, your hat comes off and you don't get outright killed. What's the negative effect? Well, obviously it tells you in the description. You take much more damage, or take more damage, hat off. Now, from having this card, I think the benefit is better to have it equipped on. The only negative effect that I've seen of it is if you do a PvP matchup or an adversary mode and you're not using a then this card is going to be used. Because what happens is the hat gets knocked off, and then when you spawn back, you never have the hat again, only in your default outfit. But if you're using a persistent, you'll always have the hat spawn back. Now, the positive thing to this, okay, So let's say you're on your horse, right? And there's somebody down below you and you're killing them. They knock off your hat, right? If you're not in a persistent outfit and you're in your regular outfit, once you get your hat knocked off, and let's say after you kill the opponent, you can equip your hat right back on from your horse, and boom, it reactivate the card. So now you get that perk again, unless they hit you with body shots, you'll be fine. So that's pretty much Never Without One. A great ability, good for people who are getting headshot all the time and you need that extra little oomph. It'll give you a little bit more balls in the game too, to go out there and really explore with your weapons and try to figure out things without having to worry about someone popping in the back. Again, in Red Dead 1, I felt like I had a lot more vision around me. My surroundings were always known. I knew where everybody was at. That's why in Red Dead 1, I was able to go 41 and 6 or 50 and 0 or 50 and 2. Like I used to be able to clear it. In this game, it's a lot different because the player capacity has gotten better. The weapons hit harder. People know how to hit headshots. They're not as what maybe they were back then, and your surroundings are not as open as even if you do down on your D-pad and open up your map a little bit, or I'm sorry, your like first person to third person and then a little bit out, you still can't see all around you. Plus spawn points are everywhere, so you can think you can be safe in one spot and then a spawn point guy comes in and pops you in the back of the head. It just happens. Next up is Strange Medicine. Strange Medicine is a good one. You gain a lot of health. This one I say is way better over than Cold Medicine, only because every time you're inflicting damage, your health comes back. So if I get into a scenario, I'll show you, if you just watch, as I'm getting damage taken and I'm dishing it, you'll see it come back. There is no negative effects to this, except for the regenerates at half the normal rate. But you know what? Who cares? Pop a provision and you're good to go. Next up is Eye for an Eye. The reason I use this is because I'm always aiming for headshots. Headshots give me Deadeye. Deadeye, I can go to slow and steady. Now, as you up and you pass the level 100, my suggestion is start pot of money. You really have nothing else to buy, and just start buying tonics, your and stuff like that. If you're still a cheap bastard and you don't want to buy it, then you get crafting materials to make the shit. Um, in here, you'll see that if you go under tonics, your what do you call them? Let me see here. Sorry. Why is that letting me scroll through? Okay, so yeah, tonics. Yeah, tonics. There we go. Okay, so in your tonics here, okay, potent biters, no, I don't care about that. Snake oil. So snake oil is just one Indian tobacco. So if you find up to 10 Indian tobacco, right there you can bust yourself out 10 snake oils. Now, is this something I don't remember if I bought, if it just unlocked or what? I can't tell you. I don't remember. But again, Indian tobacco, Google it, you'll find it. Pick it all up, and then boom, you're good to go. You can make your at least 10 of them. 10 of them is good for at least about 4 or 5 matches, depending on what kind of type of player you are. And if you depend on those, you can actually ditch Eye for an Eye card and go to another card that might give you more of a benefit to your playing, whether that be winning streak, where you hit more consecutive targets. Maybe you want more of a defense, maybe you want more of an offense. So that's that. Another thing you can do too, which I don't see a lot of people really doing, or from what people I've talked to, because I'll say, hey, what do? Do you buy your tonics or do you craft them? They'll tell me one or the other. Well, in actuality, what you can do is you can go to your satchel, and if you got your meats cooked, and some of them, let me see if I can find it here. Let's see here. There's one in here particular. Okay, here it is right here. So I have maxed out 10 out of 10 with big game meat. So this one, if I remember correctly, I had big game meat and I had one of the herbs, and I was able to craft that. Now look at that. That one right there gives me now level 4 Deadeye. Each level, all it really just encounters is that it's going to be longer. Now, the key thing to these ones, unfortunately, I will admit that versus the other one, and I'll show you right now because I'll go ahead and eat one. Watch this. So I'm going to eat one right now. I'm going to jump in Deadeye. Okay, I'm going to hold it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So unfortunately with that, you only get about like a good 13, 14 seconds. So it doesn't give you the full circle, which you would get. When I timed it myself, it was about at least up to 27 to 30 seconds on a full bar. So if I go over here to, let's say, that eye right here, okay, we're going to time it now. Now watch my clock. So I'm going to activate. Boom. Okay, I'm going to activate here, and I'll wait till it hits 9, and boom. So 1300 watts. So watch the timer. So right now I'm at 5 seconds. I'm at 10 seconds. 15 seconds. 20 seconds. Went on 25 seconds. 30 seconds. So 31 seconds. So you get 31 seconds versus that one. The one time I really use that cook game meat is if like I'm just desperate for one more lapse and I ran out of my my snake oil. So let's see, here I have, yeah, so 12 snake oil. So that's that. That's the 4 cards I use now. Additional cards, and this is something that's good to play around with later on too, because you don't want to just get set on one card. Now, supposedly, and I've been practicing this, but if you hit peak condition and you hit winning streak, so now you're ditching health. Now you're the kind of player like, screw health. I got enough health tonics. I'll just bust on those. This is a good one. Do I think it stacks? I'm not really too sure. I tried against my buddy. I hit him once. It hit him pretty hard with the bolt action in the chest. I hit him again. He went down. Um, but does it really stack? I mean, I believe it does. It says much more damage than the last, but it's really hard. Hopefully during the stream, if I get into a situation, I'll go ahead and put 2 cards together and see if they stack. Another one I use is Slippery Bastard, or the short game. I've been kind of working on this one. This one's not bad if you're doing that tall trees matchup where you're dealing with shotguns and shit, where everybody just uses the double barreled. Does it help? I see a little bit of it, not too much. Again, it depends on what you stack it with, if this game even allows stacking. I've used that one before. Other alternatives I use, Comeback Stronger, so I was using that, but then I didn't like that one. I ditched it. It says your health regenerating a little soon after you take damage, but actually Strange Medicine works a hell of a lot better. So save your money on that. Cold-Blooded 2, I was using that one, but then I realized 5 seconds is a long time in Red Dead World, so I went ahead and ditched that one. I stopped working on that. Unblinking Eye, I have this on level 2 card, and I'll equip it right now, and then we'll do another test. We'll see what happens on a tier 2 with it. Now, the time we had was 31 seconds, if I remember correctly. So we're going to go ahead and pop a thing, a little tonic, and then I'm going to wait until we hit about the 10-second mark here, and then I'll go ahead and throw it up. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, and go. Okay. So now we're going to do the test here. Does Unblinkable Eye really do help when it comes to Dead Eye? So we're going to find out. We're up to 25 seconds. Okay, we're about to pass. Now we have just passed the 31-second mark. So with Tier 2 Unblinkable Eye, you were given an additional 7 seconds. 6 to 7 seconds with that. So does that 6 to 7 seconds matter to you? I'll leave that up to you. But that's Unblinkable Eye in a nutshell. I haven't gotten to Tier 3 yet. I think I still need... Yeah, I still need about a bunch of XP to get there, so whatever. Okay, so that's all that. Now let's, I'm gonna change that back down. Go back to my original Strange Medicine and condition. I'm gonna go to Eye for an Eye. Okay. Alright. So next up, last one, slow and steady. When I'm not using slow and steady, well, there's other ones that I have unlocked here. I've locked moment to recuperate, takes any damage. Again, didn't really like that one. Painted black. It was fun at first, but got kind of old after a while. Slippery Bastard. This one is not too bad. Slippery Bastard is pretty cool to use in certain only game mode situations, as in Dispatch Rider, Cold Dead Hands, King of the Hill if you want. Trying to think. I think that's like the main three ones I would say are not too bad. What this does is when you hit the level 50, when you activate it, you cannot lock onto them and they cannot lock onto you. But the worried thing, the worried thing not to worry about is locking onto them. Who cares? So what you want to do is, so if you're going to go grab the bag, or if you're dispatch riding and you're jumping on that horse and you don't want people locking onto you, just activate that card and start riding to free heaven. Now, other scenarios where I've done is I'll activate the card, let them shoot, they miss, I'll deactivate the card, lock on, pull up, headshot. Next guy I look at, lock on the card, he shoots, he misses, lock onto him, dead, or pull up, headshot. So you can kind of be a little adverse with it. Unless you're a good free aim shooter, then more power to you. Free aim the hell out of them. Take a shotgun, take out whatever you need, and take them out. I was working on this card to activate. I just got back on slow and steady because I was doing some death matches. But yeah, and it's not a bad card. And I believe the upgrade just tells you that you cannot lock onto them. Once enemies are less accurate when shooting at you. Other enemies are less accurate. And other enemies are less accurate. The rate at which Jedi trains is increased so markedly dramatically. So what it's saying with this card is that it dramatically increases. Okay, so we're going to put this to the test because, again, that's what we're here for. We're here to learn, see what really works. So I'm going to go ahead and click Slippery Bastard, equip. Okay, let's put it to the test. So I'm not using Unblinkable Eye at this moment, but we're going to see that dramatically increase. Now remember, we're 31 seconds, right? That was what we call 31 seconds. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when we activate the Slippery Bastard. Let's see how much lower does it dramatically increase. Okay. There we go. So we're up to 5 seconds. So I'm starting to notice it goes a lot faster. I'm already halfway through and I haven't even hit 10 seconds yet. And we are... So dramatically increased. Yes, it does. It takes away 16 seconds for Slippery Bastard. So there you go. So just remember, as you tier up the card, probably the less time will go down. Again, when I do further broadcasts, I will tier it up to 3, and I'll give the exact time on when that comes aboard. Now, let's get down. Now we've went over the ability cards and all that good stuff. Let's get down to basics. So, what's the biggest problem that people are having? Well, it's moving, it's shooting, it's getting a nice good lock on. It's is things too small? Is things too big? What do you call it? Like, I can't run as fast. I can't feel like I have enough freedom. All this kind of stuff. So this is where I'm going to come in and help you with that. But let's take a pause real quick.